Good day to you. Welcome to Mighty Music in Cromer. Eamonn, who is the proprietor, has been here for 3 years and he's built himself a market looking after the musicians, professional, amateur, old and young. And we've decided to come down to look at what Eamonn does, because it is important to the ever-growing professional music industry, which is now seeking to re-establish itself after the COVID lockdown. So let's go and meet Eamonn, find out what he does, and get a hand on Mighty Music of Cromer. Morning, Eamonn. How are you, my friend? You okay?
Yeah, pleased to meet you.
Nice to see you again. I mean, obviously, you meet me today, yes. Yeah. How long have you actually been in Cromer?
It's just 3 years now this month.
Now, you're not a local like me, because I came out from London a long time ago, but where did you come from before?
Well, I came from the Peterborough area, but I am from out this way originally. I did my schooling in Suffolk, so I'm very familiar with the area. Love it. Always been visiting here, so no-brainer to move here, really.
And you've established yourself quite well in 3 years, I understand.
Yeah. I mean, the COVID lockdown didn't help, but hopefully we're back on track now.
You are a specialist in this field, because there isn't anybody else locally that can do it. Without me hogging it all, I mean, I see lots of guitars, I see T-shirts. Was I right in what you say? You actually provide the one-all service for the budding musician, don't you?
Well, we try to. There's obviously things we would leave to a luthier, but on the whole we can usually solve any little problems they've got.
I mean, I can see a multitude of strings across there coming from the Cavern and other makers, etc. as well, and obviously see the link with the Beatles, and yet you've got guitars, you do T-shirts, key rings. I mean, it says everything, and of course down here we've got the amplifiers and the foot pedals and everything else, so you really are sort of doing a one-all service all, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of tourists here, obviously, so not everybody wants to buy a guitar, so lots of people like particular bands, and we try to cater for T-shirts and a bit of memorabilia like that. Sort of, it's a seaside thing, really. It's an extra thing. And
obviously, I know that you've got yourself a brand new website to coincide with your sort of tenure in Cromer. And where can we find information about you?
A guy called James, he lives very close by, and he's done a really professional job, and I would recommend him.
And where is your website? What is it called?
It's www.mightymusic.co.uk.
And that's gone well for you, is it? You're very happy with what you've done?
It's just gone live, really, so we're still adding, but we thought we'd get it up to, get people interested.
Right, I see you've got a particular guitar here, Eamonn, from a customer. We see a very famous name there, of course. How can you fault John Lennon? But what's it doing lying on the counter here? I mean, let's face it, everybody else is on the rack, and you've got it as if lying down ready for bed.
Checking the electrics, change of strings, and give it a good tune-up. Oiled fretboard. It's in pretty good nick anyway, but it just needed a little slight service, that was all.
Okay, could you just show us a little bit of what you do?
Yeah, the rosewood fretboards tend to dry out, so we apply lemon oil. That's a minor part of the job.
Right.
We check the intonation on them, so they stay in tune all the way up the neck. Yeah, check the electrics. You can spray with, if they're a bit crackly, you can spray them with contact cleaner. As I say, this one doesn't really need an awful lot doing to it, but customer likes to keep it in good condition. It's a copy of the one that John Lennon used on the roof.
It must be really battered and battle drawn and in and out of stages, in and out lorries and vans and everything. Can you restore them, or do you sort of say that's beyond restoration when you get to a certain point?
As long as they're not physically broken, like a net break or anything, yeah, they usually you can do something with them, and a lot of people like them looking in rough condition. You can even buy brand new ones that are
like the brand new well-worn pair of jeans.
Yes, exactly. You got it. Yeah.
Now some of these guitars must increase in value, surely. I mean, I know you sell new guitars, you sell second-hand guitars. You've already explained that. They're not £150 rack jobs like you buy a ready suit, are they? Some of these guitars, I can see some of the prices here. They're quite valuable items now, aren't they?
I mean, some of the old ones are obviously the historic ones. They're always going to hold the money and go up in value. But surprisingly, some that have only been out a short while get a bit of a cult following, especially if they've been discontinued, and the prices just rise and rise. It's quite surprising sometimes.
I mean, how much would you pay for a Lennon replica like this?
Well, it depends who it's made by, and there's various people making replicas. How long is a piece of string, really? It could be anything.
I notice over there, Eamonn, you've got a copy or a replica of the Harrison guitar that he used on the Magical Mystery Tour.
That's
now,
right.
is that something you're doing, or has that been, something that you bought?
Yeah, this is a copy of George Harrison's Rocky, which started off as a Sonic Blue Stratocaster. What we do, we get a relatively cheap Strat copy and do a replica. People like them for their man cave and things like that, wall hanger really, but they are playable, and I do them to order, and the original really was as bad as this. It's not just bad artwork, it's what George Harrison did.
Right, Eamonn, I see that you've got a couple of nice guitars here that have got some rarity value, have they not?
Well, a few of them are. Particularly this one is quite rare now.
Can we have a look at it, if you can lift it off?
It's a 7-string.
7-string, that's
which
unusual.
isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's a Steve Vai signature type of guitar. It's Ibanez Universe, and these are going up in value gradually.
So
it's one of the ones that I,
How much would that sort of set somebody back if they really wanted to buy it now?
Well, I've seen them go for £1,500, believe it or not, but I'm selling it a lot cheaper than that, so it's a bargain to be had.
How much would you be selling it for
About
then?
800.
Okay, there you go. You see, but it's nice to have these gems in Cromer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've got another one here, I see, that's got a very famous name to it.
Yeah, Albert Lee.
Yes.
Most guitarists will know who we're talking about.
And that one there?
That's his.
Can we have a look?
Yeah, that's one of his. This is brand new. It is
That's a beauty.
It's a nice guitar, yeah.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done a really good job on that.
Have you see the name on the headlight?
Yeah, it's endorsed by Albert Lee. Well, he's a very famous guitarist. He's a big friend of Eric Clapton. He always plays at the Crossroad event in America, and he was instrumental in getting the Everly Brothers back together.
When you could become associated with Mr. Slowhand, or God, because I remember the scenes of the 60s when the youngsters scrawled on his wall, Clapton is God. Yeah. That's how much he was revered. Mm-hmm. You can't get a much better pedigree than that, can you?
No, and Albert can hold his own with him as well. He's a terrific guitarist.
Yes, you can. No, I think you've got a fantastic business here, and the other thing you've got is lots of memorabilia. There's a real gem from 64, maybe 65. Looks like Ready, Steady, Go there. Looks like Roger Daltrey is about to burst into rendition of Anyway, Anyhow, Anywhere.
Could be.
I've got the video, but to see a poster like that is absolutely fabulous. You've actually got a very, very healthy selection of T-shirts here.
Yeah, this particular rack is, believe it or not, they're all Beatle T-shirts. There's actually a lot of different ones. See, there's something like that going towards the end of their career, and something right at the beginning.
I mean, we're talking about a group now that's been split 52, 53 years. Yeah, I mean, is it true what everybody says about the Beatles? They've still got an unmatchable pedigree and influence?
Oh yeah, I mean, the amount of young children who come in and want a Beatle T-shirt, especially teenagers. They get introduced, by their grandparents even, or their parents, and
that's incredible when you think about it, because I mean, other musicians have been and gone. The Beatles haven't been together as a group for 52 years yet. I mean, Lennon is dead, sadly. Harrison is dead. Yet you've still got this superlative pedigree, which I find incredible, that I don't think anybody really can match. Eamonn, I've got to say thank you very much for showing us around your business. I mean, you really are creating something that is different, because it's not a standard high street shop. You really are special, and you've created a special market.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a gamble, but everybody likes music really, and everybody likes a T-shirt, and there's more guitar players out there than you think there is.